Gets this started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my intraday / day trade analysis. I do appreciate y'all for checking in. And let's just go ahead and get this thing started. First and foremost, I'm going to go ahead and actually look at the trades that I had called out before I get started. So EURUSD hit stop loss, but it could very well start pushing to the upside right now. But I'm going to review it before I decide on doing anything on the EURUSD. So down 73 pips on EURUSD. AUDUSD, I called it on arbitrage if I'm not mistaken. Yep, and it is currently going in profits. Gonna wait and see what it does at 0.78411 before I set stop loss to break even or anything like that. So AUDUSD is in profit. Looking at GPAUD, it's making a run to the downside. Currently is up. Let me see. Currently is up 218 pips, has dropped a total of 241 pips, and in this trade we have been risking 287, so 1-to-1 hasn't been reached yet, but still profits are running nicely. Let's go on over to GBPJPY, and this was an arbitrage trade. So it had called yesterday the exit. But price had came and was respecting the upper danger zone right here. Now we could have gone out right here way before this even dropped, but I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what this does. And so right now price is in profit. I'm still looking to see if I'm gonna hold this or if I'm just gonna get out of it, but again, we're gonna analyze that this morning. And USDMXN obviously made its move. It hit my take profit right here, although I didn't get in it because it didn't hit my sell limit. And so that's for the trades that I called so far. Now let's go ahead and get into the analysis. I want to just do that real quick. All right, so the DXY, sorry, it's the same thing. All right, so the DXY has finally pushed up past this supply zone that I had drawn up. It has broken through the trend line, and it looks like it's now retesting, right? So it's doing break and retest on the lower time frames. I love seeing that for a bullish move. But at the same time, on the daily time frame, price is still has 11 hours, about 12 more hours until it has to close over this line right here. Now, I'm not gonna act like price still has a little more wiggle room, like all the way up to right here, which it has to really close through. I should widen this. Yes, there we go. So price still has a little more to go up, but as for right now, like I said, it's breaking this trend line that I drew from right here. You got 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch. So this is the 3rd touch right here. Price is broken through it, but it hasn't catapulted as much as I wanted it to, right? So gonna wait and see what it's gonna do, but like I said, right now it looks like it might be breaking and retesting this trend line right here. It might go down a little slightly lower, which it does. It would be cool. But ultimately, I would still have wanted this retracement right here on the DXY. Let me see if I still have it drawn up. I'm pretty sure I do. Well, first of all, this fib setup is playing out very nicely. Would have been like 75% profits, yada yada, right there. I'm talking more about EURUSD than anything, but what I'm really still looking to see is for price. I wanted for price to still come down to retest this like buy box right down here, but that would have showed me doubts that, oh, I don't think the DXY is gonna go bullish. So I kind of don't want to see this at this point in time, because now my bias, like I said, is switching from a buy into a sell type of move. So I mean, Well, that's for EURUSD, and for the DXY, I'm starting to switch my bias from a sell point of view to a buy. But again, this still has to get broken. Like, this zone still has to get broken. Price still needs to close over it on the daily for me to really be bullish on it. But again, this could be a break and retest right here, because on the 1 hour time frame and on the 4 hour time frame, well, 4 hour time frame, it hasn't made high yet, but it did break this bear structure right here. I could consider this the bear structure. Well, on the 4 hour, you kind of have to consider that the bear structure. And so, once it broke this, like I said, I just needed to really come down and retest this trend line, and then I'll start to be like, okay, that could be a potential buy move to the upside. So let's see what happens on the DXY, but I'm definitely starting to switch my bias towards the bulls, right? Going over to EURUSD. So like I said, this trade didn't play out. I'm gonna go ahead and hide it so that I can keep it for my records and journal it later on. So this buy per trade didn't play out that well. Again, gonna go ahead, hide, there we go. Take that off. All right, so EURUSD came down, dropped low, broke this bear structure right here. So it made this low right here, but I could still potentially see this going to push to the upside. I could still potentially see it either A, just did a stop hunt and now it's going to turn around right here, or B, it comes a little lower as to like the 1.19600 to 1.19800 area, and then push to the upside. We could still see that possibility. It may exist. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. So what I really would want to see on EURUSD is for me to really switch to a bearish point of view, is for price to really break the structure, retest, then continue to the downside type of move, you know? Because although I do still want to see, if I did want to get into a sell, I still would want to see price come up to these highs and then drop. But as of right now, I can't give that bias, because again, DXY, what it's doing, I have to show, oh yeah, the price is definitely showing a potential drop to the downside. But this wick right here, like again, this candle still has like a couple, basically the whole trading day for this candle to decide on what it's really going to do. So it could really hold right here and then push to the upside. So gonna wait and see what EURUSD is doing. But again, let me see, go over here real quick. Let me see. Oh yeah, so still want to see, like I said, a retracement up to here and then a drop realistically, but then that would give me doubts. So I'm really just looking for the breakout to the downside on EURUSD, realistically speaking. I'm waiting to see what this does, or to see if price is really going to hold at this area. Because again, this just looks like a break and retest on this 4 hour bear structure right here, or this bullish structure, if you will, at this point, because it's now bullish. If price can hold right here, then it just looks like a break and retest, and then price is just going to continue to the downside. So I'm going to see how EURUSD plays out. I'm going to go look at arbitrage and see what arbitrage is saying. I keep forgetting to get rid of that, sorry. So let's go on over to arbitrage. So 1 hour time frame has been calling for sells. It's been calling for sells to sells. Hasn't really called for a buy at all. That's probably even one reason why I shouldn't have taken that EURUSD trade. I'll make sure to write that in my journal. But realistically, what we could possibly see on EURUSD, break, retest, continuation to the upside type of thing, which would then give us the confirmation of, okay, let price push to the upside, then maybe it'll start to fall. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and set this alert up. EURUSD long, once per bar close, and then I'll say RB 1 hour entry for buy. Then I'll create it, continue anyways. All right, and that is for EURUSD. So I like what I'm seeing that could potentially happen. The level pro is already starting to show signs of bullish intent, so I'm just like, oh, okay, well, this might start moving right now, you know. So 15-minute time frame just called for the sell, and then so I would want to retest down at 1.20186 for me to get in on the 15-minute time frame wise. But I'm really waiting for this 1 hour, because that's when it's really going to break out, retest it, and continue to the upside. So I'm definitely setting my alert, watching for that. No need to rush into it yet, and just making, like, again, this is gonna be just like, okay, I need to see price breakout, retest the zone, and then it'll push to the upside. Because where would I be taking profits on arbitrage? I'd be looking to take profits at 1.21470, and then if we come over here and draw that fib out again, I'm going to delete this one because I already have it set up. Where does 1.21470 reach? So right at the 61.8. So that would be a really good take profit area. So gonna wait and see what EURUSD has in store for us. We're gonna be very interesting to see. But I'm not gonna rush into the sell. I'm also not gonna rush into the buy. I'm gonna wait for one of these two to play out. I'm gonna either wait for the breakout, retest the continuation down here, or I'm gonna wait for this right here, right? So then also, just going to the 4 hour. Let's go see what the higher time frames we're talking about. So called for that sell, did some work. I don't like taking sells from right there. Daily time frame looks like it might be wanting to show a sell, but if price respects this upper danger zone like this right here, I'm really going to be bullish on it, to be quite honest. So let's see what happens. I like what I'm seeing though. Okay, so move you to blue. GPBUSD been consolidating a whole lot. But I still would have wanted price to come back down to like 1.37610. I still want to see it. I'm gonna go ahead and set a buy limit there. I don't think it's gonna happen today. Maybe not, because especially if EURUSD is gonna go bullish. But that is what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and set an alert on it right now. 71% fib on a buy entry. Possible buy. Create. So, still want to see that happen, because I still think that price is going to come up and hit these highs at like 1.44993, or basically 1.4500, even 1.46500. I think that could be a possibility as well. And so, and just, I mean, this is still very much bullish. There's not anything telling me that, oh, price is gonna sell or anything. So, I mean, I should delete this or hide it actually. So, again, would really want for this type of action to happen, for me to get into a buy overall. And if not, then hey, it is what it is. I'm not really too pressed about catching GU buys, because I really want to look to sell once price comes up here, at least though. 1 hour time frame. Let's go check out what the markets did yesterday. So all price did was like, it was dropping slowly. Now it's starting to show some bullish movement. Let me actually see where the point of control is at. Part of it. Okay, point of control isn't that far off, so I'm not even gonna probably really look to trade this at all this month today, depending on what arbitrage does. Okay, so let me go into the 4 hour, and if we see where the point of control is at, it's even under where the 78.6 is at. So gonna be watching for that. A lot of volume dust down here. Price could literally just keep dropping before pushing to the upside. So gonna wait on GU for sure for any type of buys, even if RB, because I'm pretty sure RB might be starting to call for a buy setup right now. But I'm gonna wait on GU, I think. Yeah, look at. So there's even more reason why I wanted to wait on GU, because it did give me this sell, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for the buy. But even if the buy comes up, the band is shrinking up, so I don't really care for taking that type of trade. 4-hour time frame is bearish. Daily time frame isn't though. Daily time frame has been bullish for quite some time now. Daily time frame been bullish since 21st of October. So I'm really not trying to go against the trend at all. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure the 15-minute call for a buy. Yeah, 15-minute call for a buy, but none of these are my setups for arbitrage either. Let's go into 2-hour real quick. 2 hours probably my best bet, but even that, it's going to take a while for that to happen. So I'm just going to really wait for this move on GU for me to get into a buy before anything else. I'm really just going to be patient and wait for 1.37610 to get hit, and then I'll make that decision, or 1.37600, and then I'll make the decision on, oh, do I want to get in this or do I want to like stay out type of thing, you know? So we'll see how that goes. Still watching GU. I'm not watching it that much. I'm gonna put yellow on it. So AUDUSD. All right, so AUDUSD got that push to the upside. Price is respecting, well, not respecting, price is currently at this current supply zone, and that's like used on the weekly time frame. Price could literally just respect this right here and then end up dropping, but that's not what I'm betting on. That is not the reason why I got into the buy trade. I do still think that price is going to the 4-hour time frame. Look where price came again. Like I said, like I mentioned yesterday, price came down to the 71% fib. You guys know that's where I usually like to get my buys. But just because I don't really like AUDUSD like that at this point in time, I decided, okay, I'm going to wait for more confirmations before I hop into any bias on this. And so right now, yes, I still think absolutely it's going to come and make higher highs. Like there's nothing's changed for me. I still think the price is going to go bullish. Point of control is down here, so price could possibly make its way back down here. But on arbitrage, oh, even the 2 hours about to call for a buy, but that's not what I'm looking at. 1 hour time frame, the buy is playing out nicely. Should have personally waited for my entry down here so we could have had a better risk reward. And again, once price comes up to like 0.78433, that's why I'm gonna put my stop loss at break even, because that would be, I'm risking 63 pips, and if it gets up there, that would make it 64 pips. So that's even better. Well, not even better, but that's a 1-to-1. That's where I'll be taking 50% of my profits. And so we'll see what AUDUSD has in store for us for the rest of the day. But again, I still think this is gonna go bullish. Even with the point of control being all right here, I still would want to see price come to like 0.79312 before I consider maybe looking to get into a sell. But AUDUSD is extremely bullish, so there shouldn't really even be a reason for me to try to sell. But again, I could be very much wrong. Volume is decreasing, its price is increasing, so we'll see what happens. Let me go on the 1 hour time frame, see what's up on here. Okay. Nothing really stands out to me except for this bullish engulfing candle 2 hours ago. So yeah, I expect this to continue going to the upside. Alright, so that's AUDUSD. Is going to GBPAUD. GA is doing magnificent. Very little drawdown. Very little drawdown on this sell that I caught on Sunday. So now what I'm really wanting to do, like I said, once price gets, like I said in the beginning, once price gets to like 71% fib, that's where I got in at, as per usual. Once price gets to our 1-to-1, which is 287 pips, that's when I'll start looking to put my stop loss at break even, which would be at 287 pips. Which will be around at 1.78536. That's going to be where I'm going to be looking to put my stop loss at break even. And just to make sure, we can always do what I learned from my boy Peyton. Just draw a box out, click on it, clone it, Boom. Right there. There's your 1-to-1. There's your 1-to-1 risk reward ratio box. And so even if right now, like guys, we're up 200 and something pips, if you want to, you could go ahead and set your stop loss at break even. And especially looking at it from this point of view on the 4-hour, because again, remember what I was saying that we could potentially see right here. I think price just hit my 71% fib. Let me see. Not quite yet. It hasn't gone there yet. It hasn't gone into 1.78121. But from this bullish push to the upside, we could probably still expect price to like come down even lower to 1.77800. And look exactly where my 1-to-1 is at the 78.6. Isn't that funny? But so yeah, you don't have to be like me and wait for the exact 1-to-1 to hit for you to put your stop loss at break even. But that's just how I trade. So I'm gonna wait for my 1-to-1 to get hit, and if price comes back up here, then hey, it is what it is. Like I said, I'm waiting for a breakout as to one of these sides to make me be like, okay, I think price is gonna be bearish or price is gonna go bullish. But based off of how I've been looking at GBPAUD for the longest time, I've been looking for sells. Like since price was down here, I was making this climb up. I've been like, okay, I'm looking for sells here. I missed this first sell, but I'm like, okay, this is a perfect opportunity right here. So let's see how this plays out. Daily, look, this is a daily engulfing candle, and then you have bearish candles. But look, you have bearish engulfing, and then slight move to the downside, and then push up. So just gotta wait and see what GA is really gonna do. But again, you don't have to wait for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. You could set your stop loss at break even right now, as we're talking, and take some profits. Do what works for you. This is what works for me. Therefore, that's why I do it. Right. So I'm going over to arbitrage. 1-hour time frame. Basically, my take profit would have been hit if I would have took the sell from right here, which I would never have. I would have waited for the retest before I got into it, but still. Yeah, the 1-hour hit, take profit. 4-hour time frame is starting to look like it might cross this band, which if it does, that's going to be like, ooh, that's perfect. This might actually end up dropping for real. That's on the 4-hour. Daily time frame. Still, like I said, it could still in real life come and try to respect this right here. Could real life come and respect this RSI line on the daily time frame, which is what I'm really watching for, because again, that's where basically the 71% fib is at. And if that goes there, I might look to hedge. But we'll see. And weekly time frame, again, I needed the breakout to the upside, even push higher than a retest before I got in. But since price is holding here as well, now I'm really looking to put my stop loss at break even, because if price holds over here at this lower danger zone right here, although these are both showing that it's still bearish, if price holds at this lower danger zone, it could definitely push to the upside, because you guys know I use this and this as my support and this as my resistance. So we'll see what GA has in store for us, but I am still in the sell. I'm actually encouraging now that I saw what arbitrage has. I'm encouraging you to put your stop loss at break even and take some partial profits. So I'll probably do that once I get off this call, just to be safe, you know. And so we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up with that. Just going over to EURAUD. Now, EURAUD played me. Did it come to my 71% fib before I started that drop? It played my life. It is what it is. It is looking like that it's breaking this trend line that I drew on the weekly time frame from all the way down here. It looks like it's starting to break that, but again, this weekly, look, we have 3 days and 10 hours until that closes, so don't hold your breath. But I am starting to see, same thing as with EA, a possible move to the downside may be coming. Move to the upside may be coming. It's currently rejecting off of the 61.8, but I'd rather have it. I really like the 78.6. But again, EURAUD has been bearish for so long. Why would you try to go against the trend at this point in time? Especially if you see it breaking a weekly trend line type of thing. Although, like, I only use trend lines just for like visual purposes, but they still hold and they still do get respected, so I can't deny them as much as I'd be wanting to. And so yeah, like once you seeing that, and like price came to the 61.8, didn't even hit my 71%, but it started to drop. It makes you think this looks like it's a genuine drop, because right now, even if I were to take it from the 61% fib, my stop loss is at break even. I'm taking 70. I would have taken 75% profits, and I would have just let the trade do whatever it's gonna do. So again, I can't really say that this isn't a sell, because it's respecting places that I would have looked to sell at. But anyways, EURAUD, I expect the same thing from it as with GA. I do like the push to the downside. Like I said, it's just been bearish, and it's not showing really big time frame reversal signs quite yet. Although again, it could hold right here, and for it called a buy, it could hold at this RSI line, break and retest, and then push to the upside. I don't like it, but it's possible. These lines are very much not showing that that's what's going to be the case, though. These lines are, the lower pro and the arbitrage Z are definitely showing that it's going to drop. Daily time frame rejection, boom, as I mentioned. So on as I mentioned on Sunday, got the rejection, so I don't think it's going to drop. Weekly time frame, very much bearish. I don't think it's going to drop. Monthly time frame, need I say more? So that's with EA. EA, the move's already been gone. I was watching for this retest right here, but it never happened. Well, it happened right here. This is why I like the break and retest. Because look, you get the break, retest, and caught for the sell right here. I could have realistically got us in here, but that was at 5 a.m. I was not awake at that time, so it is what it is. All right, so that's for EURAUD. Let's go on over to the EURGBP. So glad I didn't buy this. Alright, so EURGBP, same thing with EURAUD. It's very much bearish, and if you look right here, which I didn't even notice until like right now, or did I? Let me see. No, I did not. If you look over here to the left, similar as with the EURAUD. Came to my 71% fib zone and dropped. I didn't even notice that until right now, to be quite honest with you. And so, and look where I'm looking to get my entry at, 0.85983. I still expect that to get hit before I start looking for buys on EURNZD, on EURGBP. I know on the analysis I did say that 0.86295 would have been nice to get in at, which it really was. You would have been in some type of profits, but this is a swing trade, and so I would rather just like not try to get into this right now. Like honestly speaking, I'd rather just personally wait for my level right here at 0.85989 ish area. I'd rather wait for that level to get hit before I get into anything, you know. So still waiting on that, still waiting on EURGBP, but as of, I mean, it's still very much bearish. You should not be really. This is even really risky for a sell, especially when price came, broke, and retested this. This could start really dropping, like for real. So again, you might want to be careful with EG. It's just like with GPUSD. It's probably gonna go bullish. Who knows? It's going over to right here. I'm gonna wait for this though, personally. Gonna see what happens. I'm not gonna rush into this trade at all. Probably gonna give it a day or two, even if it comes down here for a possible buy. 1 hour time frame, called for the buy, but it's starting to look like it's gonna start looking to turn around for a sell. These aren't looking too good for a buy either, so gonna wait on this, personally speaking. 4 hour time frame. This could hold right here. If this holds, then it could really, then EURGBP could really take off, but I'm not looking to get into that either. And daily time frame, very much bearish, you know. Called the sell over here on the 12th of January, been bearish since. Weekly time frame, I remember when I called this, oh my goodness. 28th December, dropped heavy. That's why I love this weekly time frame, man. I'm really gonna start position trading. I love how it will be playing out. But so EURGBP, I'm gonna really wait to see what it does. I do expect it to drop lower though, overall. So, EURNZD. Oh, I forgot about EURNZD and USDCHF, to be quite honest. So EURNZD came back up, hit my alert for the entry for the sell. Got in that. Currently up 97 pips. So same amount as yesterday. Price really went back up, but it came back crashing down as well. And it's the same thing as with all the other euro pairs. EURAUD, EURNZD is just mad bearish, and so again, why would you really try to go against the trend until you start seeing things that are showing you reversals? So price, I'm still in the sell, still looking for it to play out, but if you come and look over here, wait, let me actually even show on the daily time frame just how bearish this thing is. Yeah, making lower lows. So going on to over here, 1 hour time frame definitely called for this sell. Would have had me a little scared if I was looking at this. But the 4 hour time frame, again guys, this thing is still, it literally came to the 4 hour RSI line. It's been rejecting. If I would have gotten in right here, I'd probably be up the same amount of pips that I am up right now on the sell. No, not really, 30 pips only. So still really watching how this is gonna play out. The Level Pro is still at ground zero right now, while Arbitrage Z is starting to point down. But I'm still really looking to see what EA is going to do. I'm not confident in the buy necessarily, but it could be really setting up. So that's what I'm really watching out for. Let me look at this 2 hour time frame real quick. 2 hours about to call for a sell, so that is good to see from my sell opinion that I have. But again, it's a little too early to tell. I'm still going to be holding my regular sell on EURNZD. Still going to be holding this. And if I start to see price breaking this trend line, that's when I'm like, oh, I'm out of there. So we'll see what's good. All right, so EURNZD, I don't know why this wasn't green. Watching you. USDCHF. All right, USDCHF. I forgot about this, but it's because I had mentioned that, oh, well, if price breaks through this trend line, you want to get out the trade. So you really should have gotten out the trade on USDCHF, like around right here. So you could have been risking, instead of all those pips, you could have been risking 35 pips. But that's besides the point. Let me just make it right there. So USDCHF is just like the DXY. Really, it's still close for me to really be like, okay, this is bullish, but it still has to break through this structure right here, which is still above the stop loss that I have. So if you're still in this trade, hey, you can still hold it, but be careful because it might just stop you out before it drops for like a potential stop hunt, then turn around type of thing, right? So, but that is why when, like I said, on Sunday when I did the analysis, I was like, yo, what you want to do is you really want to just, if price starts to break this trend line, get out the trade and wait for it. That's the best thing you could have done for yourself, so that you could lessen your stop loss, rather than now, if you're still in, now you're 96 pips in drawdown and you were at 1.110 pips in drawdown. So again, I'm just gonna make it as if I'm just gonna make it as if this is it right here. 50 pips, that's fine. 50 pip stop loss. Wait and see what happens with it. And for those, if you're still in the trade, like I said, still hold it. At this point, why would you get out the trade? It doesn't make sense to get out the trade if you've been holding it for this long at this point, and just wait for it to see if price breaks the structure. And if it does, then your stop loss is gonna get hit. So that is for USDCHF. Very much bullish on arbitrage on all time frames. Very much bullish. Been bullish since 26th of February. On the 1 hour, what was I looking at? I think I was looking at the weekly. Yes, I was looking at the weekly for this potential buy, and this is what's really looking like it's gonna play out. Like this breakout to the upside a retest and then a continuation to the upside on USDCHF on the weekly, which I'm going to be really looking out for. I'm going to be looking out for this for a potential buy entry for the swing. I mean, for the position trade. I'm really going to be looking out for this. It's going to be a lot of, the risk to reward is amazing, realistically. Like, let's just say that, for instance, this really does come back down. The risk to reward on this, astounding. So I'd probably put it like right here, to be honest. 250 pips, and I'm looking to get 670 pips. So that's 1 to 2.67 risk to reward ratio. You could even take it higher, possibly, but right there I think would be good enough for me. And so like a 1 to 3 would be slightly higher, like 754 pips. This is your 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. If this plays out, this would be a really good position trade that you could hold for like a couple months. Cause man, that looks good. But anyways, so USDCHF again. I'm just letting it play out. I'm not gonna really touch it. I'm gonna wait for it to give me some bearish movement, and then I'll look to trade it again. Tacos. You stay playing AE. All right. USD Mexican, I think it's already even done its retracement when it did up here. Did a pretty decent retracement, if I do say so myself. With this past drop that it did, retraced 71% fib. You guys know how I usually do it. This is my sell box right here. I would always look to get into the 71% rather than the 78.6 or the 61.8, and I would have taken 75% of my profits off of this trade already. So that's already gone. But overall, I think this came to the 61.8 off of this bullish move. Let me see real quick. Yeah, came to 61.8, didn't come to 71%. But on the higher time frames, where I was really still looking for that when price came up here, dang, it left those wicks up there on the daily for real, huh? I didn't even see that last time. I want to see something real quick. Yeah, 61.8 right there. That's crazy how it wicked right there for the 61.8 and then dropped. That's wild to me. But yeah, so USD Mexican, I still kind of really want to see this drop, although it is showing on the daily time frame that it does want to possibly go bullish by breaking this structure right here. That's now considered to be a bearish structure that its price is literally holding at. So if price holds here, continues to the upside, then I can't say that USD Mexican is bearish on the daily, that is, because it is making higher highs. It's low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, possibly can make a higher high. Gonna wait and see what USD Mexican does, but played my life over here on the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, I didn't get my sell entry. Let me see how many pips it really missed by, because this irks me. By 29 pips. Wow. So that's not even a lot, but still, at the end of the day, it's all right. You gotta be grateful for the trades that you do get, and if you miss a trade, it is what it is. So 4 hour time frame, holding at this 4 hour RSI line. Price could definitely, if price holds right here, then yes, I do expect price to make a higher high, honestly speaking, on the 4 hour time frame. Daily time frame, bullish. Weekly time frame, ooh. Yeah, I think this is actually the reason why I was saying that I wanted price to come up and hit this so that it could drop. Dang, that's a lot of confluence. So off of this weekly drop, the retest is 61.8, matched up exactly with the RSI line on the weekly time frame. Yeah, I expect this to continue dropping, honestly speaking. And if it breaks this, then again, I'm like, well, it's making higher highs on the daily time frame, so I can't really say that it is going to be bearish any longer after that. But until then, I am bearish on USD Mexican. Now, I can't get into a trade, personally speaking. I would personally just rather, if it is gonna sell, because that's what I'm looking for to do, I'd rather wait for a price to do something like this. Personally, for me to get into a comfortable sell, but we'll see how things go. I'm not really watching it at this point, just letting it do its thing. Gold, I don't know why this is not right there. Alright, gold, man. Gold definitely did a stop hunt to the downside. I still need for me to get into a trade for 1762 or 1775 to get hit for me to get into a second entry on gold. It is making lower lows. It is making lower lows. All right, let's just start from right here, where I had first got into sell. Low or high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. I still would want price to come up here, regardless if that's like saying, oh, this might be a trend reversal. Gold is bearish. I can't, like I've been saying, gold is bearish. I'm sticking with my gold is bearish analysis, and so yeah. Gold is just bearish. I still need 1775 to get hit before I get into anything on it. 1 hour time frame might be calling for a buy very shortly. So if it does call for a buy, then I can get 1762 very nicely. Would be a break, retest type of move, as per usual. But I'm not too crazy over this regardless. But we'll see how things play out. We'll see how it plays out. I'll go ahead and set a buy alert for it. Long, create, and continue anyways. Or anyway. I like saying anyways. Alright, so with that being said, gold, just waiting on it. But other than that, guys, it's nothing's changed. Bearish. 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 Still magenta, so I expect another push to the downside. And monthly? Nah, we're nowhere near any type of bearish signs yet on the monthly. Alright, so on to the US indices. Well. US indices have came to play my life. Naturally. Almost came to 61.8, not necessarily. But what could be very well happening, and I'm not gonna say that this is not possible, because I know a lot of people are looking to short. It came to the 78.6, it rejected, dropped down, pushing back up, but I don't really care for selling the US indices at this point in time. I really do not. And if you want to sell it, I would look to sell it to 3729 or 3730. But I mean, again, guys, this is very much bullish. No matter what way you look at it, S&P is bullish. Going on over to Dow Jones. Dow Jones is bullish, making higher highs, and is still maintaining at this high that it made. Even look at the daily candle from yesterday. This looks like it's going to keep going. This daily candle that's printing looks like it's going to keep going. NASDAQ, I personally thought I was going to do this, but it held at this zone. Lo and behold, it looks like looks like it's just going to keep going. So if you want to sell, by all means, go ahead. I'm not looking to sell. If I would have got in, it would have been on Friday last week. Honestly speaking, if I would have got in, I would have gone on the buy right here, and it would have been holding. I'm not trying to trade NASDAQ though, and same thing with like US 30, guys. Like, even just take a look at this, just dropping a fib from when it made higher highs and it made all-time highs. Came to 61.8. I never would trade wash the US 30 on the 61.8 ever, personally for me. It could still come up here and drop. If you want to take this L, by all means. I'm not taking it, but that could be the play. If I miss it, I miss it. It is what it is. I'll probably be like, hey, I hit that, but I don't think it's gonna drop. So yeah, guys, I'm not gonna give you any trades for S&Ps because I think they're gonna keep making higher highs. But if you guys want to go ahead and try for the sell for S&P, Dow Jones, and the Nasdaq, by all means. All right, let's look at cryptos, man. So again, devastating day for me when cryptos came to the 71% fib, well, my 71% fib, and I wanted 78.6, and I never got it, and now it's making higher highs. Because if I were to get into this trade, if I would have got into this trade, let me see if my stop loss would have been at break even. If I would have gotten in, oh, my stop loss would have still got hit at break even, and I would have been taking 50% profits. It's unfortunate. It is what it is, though. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you're not going to get your setups, but again, I would have been up if I would have taken this trade. That's how many pips right now? 5,466 pips. You hate to see it. But hey, it is what it is. If you took the 71% fib or you were stacking positions like how I talked about during the weekend, you are in nice profits right now. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful play. I can't be mad at I can't be mad at my 71% getting hit and I didn't get in. I can't be mad at it because that's my play. That's what I look for every single time in the market. So same thing right here. Buy box came up, came down, went bullish. I can't be mad at it. That's how many pips up? 270 pips. Can't be mad at it. Ethereum, same thing. This is even the one I was talking more about that you should stack positions, because now your 61.8 and your 71% are both in profits. So again, can't be mad at it. That's my bread and butter. So we'll wait and see what happens with these. Let's go ahead and go on to arbitrage real quick. And I'll take a look at S&P, Dow Jones, and Nasdaq arbitrage as well. But so 1 hour time frame. Hey, this might be setting up for a sell. Who knows? But I am definitely bullish on these cryptos. And look at that 4 hour time frame. It called for the sell. For the buy. We'll look for 47,462 for a retest. Take it to the upside. Looking at 54,000 possibly, maybe even 60,000, but let's go into the daily time frame. Still not calling for any type of sells. Literally came, hit that RSI line. Damn, I should have looked at this. But yeah, 60,000 is definitely in reach. 65,000 looks definitely in reach. Weekly time frame. It looks like it's overextended, but this is cryptocurrency. Dang, each one of these have been money. That's funny. Sell right there, money. Buy right here, money. Sell right there, money. Each one of these have paid out. That's funny. Anyways, so gonna really wait and see what Bitcoin does. Ripple calling buys on a weekly. Same thing. I'm crazy bullish on Ripple. Daily time frame is starting to show possible signs of price dropping, but 25 cents does still seem realistic. But I'm just being patient on it. 4 hour time frame setting up for that buy. So since I missed my opportunity at buying at my 71% fibs, might be looking to buy at this on this 4 hour time frame. So we'll see how that is. Litecoin, I'm pretty sure, yep, same thing, looking like it wants to buy, so I need a retest and then a continuation to the upside. Ethereum, same thing, I need that retest at 1493 for continuation to the upside. So gonna be waiting on those for the cryptos for possible buy positions later on today. But other than that, is there any other questions, guys? Does anybody have any other pairs that they want me to look at? Any other questions? I've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 pairs. And I still haven't looked at these on the indices. Let me look at those. NZD/USD. I'm pretty sure it's going to look something like AUDUSD, but I'll check that out very shortly. Just looking at arbitrage real quick for these indices. 4 hours calling for a buy. Daily's calling for a buy. 1 hour has been calling for a buy. So again, indices are bullish. Dow Jones, it called for a sell right here, but it could be looking for a buy at the 4 hour. Could reject here and then drop, so that's a good sign. But the daily does not look bearish at all. Nasdaq is barely calling for a sell on the daily, so you might want to watch for that. That's something that's really like it's an eye looking type of thing. So, but Nasdaq 4 hour calling for a sell. I kind of like this more than the buy, personally speaking, especially with these how they're pointing up, and with this it's still pointing to the upside. Yeah, I'm definitely still looking for buys on the Nasdaq. And you said NZD/USD? Absolutely. Not a pair I really trade, but let's see what's up. Whoa. I don't know how long ago I did this, but there you go. It's an uptrend. I'm gonna remove everything. NZD/USD. I mean, on the weekly, it looks like it might be looking to turn around because of that wick, but I mean, this is extremely bullish. Gonna go ahead and draw out this high right here. I don't like seeing that like that, low-key. I'm gonna also draw this structure down here. Daily time frame. All I really see is this continuing to the upside. Daily time frame looks like it wants to turn around. It still has basically the whole trading day to close. I mean, the rest of the whole trading day to close. But I mean, same thing as everything else, man. It's like this is extremely bullish. It's kind of too early to try to call for any type of sells or anything like that. I mean, even on the 4 hour time frame, if you go on here, it looks very similar to other pairs. Holding it to 78.6 zone, it could be pushing to the upside. That's all I really see on it, is pushing it back to the upside. I don't really see NZD/USD doing any more drops possibly. I mean, it could absolutely if it breaks that trend line, if it breaks this bearish structure. I mean, this bullish structure and then drops it down. Bearish structure, I'm sorry. If it does do that, then yeah, that's when I'll start looking for sells. Like, it would really need to break out of this, retest, and then continue for me to be like, okay, yes, it is going to be in a sell. But otherwise, all I really see it doing is making higher highs, just like a GBPA. I mean, just like AUDUSD. All I really see doing is going higher. So that's what I see on NZD/USD technical analysis wise. We'll wait for this structure to break right here. 4 hour time frame, I did call for the sell. Absolutely. Would really, if I were to try to get back, if I were to get into a sell, I would have to wait for price to push up and then drop. And even like same thing as you know what I would usually look for. If price draw out a fib, if price is gonna respect this, then I want price to come up to 0.73930 for me to get it to a potential sell. But again, it's extremely bullish. I don't think that would be a smart decision to try to sell this. So when it hasn't broken any structures yet, it hasn't broken any main structures yet. If this daily time frame calls for a sell, that's when I'll start being bearish on NZD USD. But until then, since October, it's been really bullish. So that's what I have for NZD USD. I hope that was able to help you out. Alright, well, if there's no other questions, I would definitely be hopping off. Thank you guys for hopping onto my analysis. I do appreciate it. We'll be posting up the playback as soon as possible. And if you did get any value from watching it on the YouTube, please leave a subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment. No problem, guys. No problem. You guys all have a good day.